Yeah. So then a friend of mine, Justin Vera, he said to me, listen, do you want to do the IMMAF South African Championship?
Yeah.
And at first I said, well, you're crazy.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, I'm going to do that. You know, so
Wow.
because like you survive so many things. Because if one of your biggest, I can say weapon, which is communication, if you lose that, you lose kind of your job, from one of your main thing to make money out of that.
Sure.
And just to explain yourself. Now, the only way to do it is to do it physically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm gonna do it. Now that time, I've not been training nothing.
Yeah.
This was the start of January, and about a month later, I did the South African Championship. It's like best of the best. You fight every day until you.
Wow, that's how it was.
Yeah, that's how it is. You fight every day until the next day for me. So yeah, and I won that one, and then. The world champs is going to be quick. So there's quick knobs.
Yeah.
And then what happened? That's in the start of February. And what happened? COVID.
Yeah.
So now the World Cups. But anyway, I start doing MMA now. Training with Dricus.
Yeah. Dricus Du Plessis, of course, the UFC middleweight champion.
Yeah. So now I've been for 2 years because COVID. People forget 2 years of your life was.
Yeah.
The place was closed for 18 months or more.
Right.
And then in start of 2020, finally the world champs is going up now. But now I'm just, I'm going to be a world. I just wanted to be a world champion.
Yeah.
And, gotta go fight, in Abu Dhabi. And, for some reason, I'm always believe on doing the right thing and being honest. That's that was my problem.
Yeah.
So I looked at and when you fill you have to fill a form in,
like a medical form.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they didn't even see that I've had they just saw the medicine, but I don't even use anymore. Thinner.
Oh, like blood thinners.
But I've been using it for a year and a half.
Okay.
But I wrote in there.
That you did take.
I'm just so worried if I test for anything.
Right.
And I see that, and the doctor sees that, and I said, no, you can't fight.
But now you were supposed to fight in Abu Dhabi.
Yes, I've got a World Cup.
Wow.
I beat the Russian there. How great will that have been?
Wow. Wow. So that was what year was that?
That's the start of 2012.
Okay. 2021.
Yeah.
Oh, 2021. Okay. Like in Abu Dhabi, they didn't really have COVID. It was my understanding. There wasn't much. That's when the UFC went over to Abu Dhabi. That was the only place that was open. That was the only place that really didn't have many cases, if any, and for whatever reason. And so that's interesting. So you were going to go and fight there in another promotion.
Yeah, and you know what the irony is? The doctor, they called MMA safe, that looks over everything outside of America. It's a body that's called MMA safe that looks after for MMA and health. And the doctor, that's the mainer, he trains at where Conor McGregor trains.
Okay.
In Dublin.
In Dublin, yeah.
And my wife is Irish.
Yeah.
I went to go see her.
John Cavan.
Yes, John is a lovely
He's a great guy, yeah.
And I trained there for, I think, a month about.
Okay.
Preparing just because it's the flight, it's quick to Abu Dhabi. Because the problem was, we were not allowed to fly I would have been the only South African to go to compete, because South Africans are not allowed to fly to Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
Because of COVID.
Oh, okay.
So I went earlier to Dubai.
Yeah.
And I can get from Dubai, I can do it. So I did everything in place to make sure that I can do that World Champs. And then they sent a message and said, no, I can't fight. And the irony is, he trains at the same gym. And I got, John, listen, can you just let me speak with this guy?
Right.
I mean, I've been for a month or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Been training at this where, you're training hard.
Sure.
The training is harder than the fight.
Absolutely.
As well.
Absolutely. And it's devastating if you did all that work and now they tell you can't compete.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was, and then I couldn't fight. I mean, that for me is harder than all the strokes and all the things that happen.
Wow.
So it's hard. You have to get over
That's
that.
funny.
That
That's how he sees it. Now, because he wasn't able to punch someone in the face, that was harder than all the things that he went through. This guy, amazing story. Okay.